Good morning. Today I want to talk to you about something that doesn't get said enough in our business, and that's clarity before growth. Now, a lot of people are busy messaging, posting, and doing all the right things, but busy doesn't always mean that things are moving. Right, so this week we've entered into our second week of the 30-day execution plan. And it reminds us why most businesses or why we have been struggling, right? Because it's not because of lack of talent. We've struggled because there is a lack of alignment. What we're seeing time and time again is parts of the team doing things with good intention, but there's no single focus. And I take accountability for that. Because the content that sounds smart, but it doesn't always connect back to our offer. So sales activity, it looks busy, but it does not create real conversations. And from a leadership perspective, it is a little bit frustrating because the efforts in our team are very, very high, but results are unclear. And it's not a motivational problem, it's a lack of clarity problem. This year, I've made a conscious decision to simplify everything, right? I'm not adding anything more, and we're not pushing harder. But what we're actually going to do is return back to what we actually do, and that is help businesses source from China. Two very simple ways. Now, the first one is the DIY supplier. We do the background check, we do our due diligence, we give businesses the confidence to move themselves forward. Right, and the second one is a done for you, right? Sourcing. They tell us what we want and we handle the process from beginning to end. So everything else, content, sales system, has to point back to those two main offers. At the moment, we've been doing that and we've been shifting. The conversations have become clearer, messaging has become clearer, and our expectation has become much more fair. So week two isn't about perfection, it's about activation. The systems are on, the content is live, and the sales conversations, they're starting to happen. This week, we're not going to panic. What I'm going to do is observe, right, to see what's landing, what's confusing people, and what questions keep coming up time and time again. Because those questions are going to tell us exactly what the market needs, clarity on where to go next. One thing that I've learned, especially while I'm balancing the business, the children, and my real life, is this: sustainable growth comes from calm execution, not chaos. We don't need to be louder. We need to be in alignment. We don't need more content. We need to have a clearer message. And you don't need an overall every single month. Sometimes we just need to return back to what we're doing and what we're actually doing. So we're in a season at the moment that feels a little bit busy, right? It's a little bit unclear what we're stepping into and where we're going. So what I want to encourage all of us to do is pause. What is the one thing that you're actually, what is the one thing that we're actually selling? And does everything point back to it? If the supplier's risk, if supplier's risk or the sourcing from China is something we should be navigating right now, right? And that is exactly what we need to work on. Whether it's just support or whether it's clarity. Okay, so that's all. I'm going to open the floor now for any questions.